Hi everyone, I am Collector78 and welcome back to a new YouTube video. Today I will be reviewing my favorite small 1.12 scale anime action figures from Snail. So the character here is Muse Asdo, that is her name, and the identification number on Muse Asdo is RPG02. I have been collecting Snail action figures for a while now. Those of you who do not know what Snail figures are, they're small 1.12 scale anime action figures. I have an entire wall full of them, so I thought I would review one of my favorite line of action figures, Snail. So come with me and let's review Muse Asdo. You're not going to want to miss this, guys. Thanks. Okay, so the retail price on Muse Asdo can vary. I got mine sealed in the box for about $79. But if you look online on different retailers, you can actually find open ones for slightly cheaper. But I'm a very picky collector, so I choose to have mine sealed. So it's never been open, so I paid full retail price, which was $79. So, okay, so the box here seems very lightweight. Again, these are 112 action figures, so they're very, very small. They're very lightweight. So the box is not heavy. And here we have Muse Asdo. Looks like on her side, looks like we have her identification number, RPG02. We have some writing here. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a front and back shot of the box. And here we have that Snail sticker on the box. And we have some writing. And it really, there's not really much to the box other than the same fonts and things like that. Here's the top of the box. Same thing, Muse Asdo as in the bottom. Okay, so let's open up Muse Asdo and let's see everything she includes. Okay, let's carefully open up her back sticker that was sealed. So I just gently cut it open. And let's see what we have here. Gently remove Muse Asdo from the box. And gently remove everything she includes. Okay. I'm going to place that there on the side. I'm going to move all this paperwork out of the way. Okay. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? So it looks like we have an advertisement paper for Muse Asdo. Absolutely beautiful looking action figure. More information here. And here we have another character. I believe her name is Grisa. That is her name. So that is the identification number for Grisa, RPG03. Cool looking mummified action figure. So I do have her, so I'm going to review her in an upcoming review. Okay, so that's what's included. And here we have a postcard, same image, that and that, of Muse Asdo. Some information back here. And looks like we have some Snail media, social media, X, Instagram, and things like that. You can follow them. Okay. And here we have the instructions rather, on how to handle the action figure. Okay. So one thing I should point out is obviously the figure is sealed. It's brand new. We just opened it. One thing I do want to remind you is that the action figure itself has 3 stickers, usually on all sides. So don't just remove the action figure from the tray. You're going to have to cut that out of the way. We have stickers on this side and on that side as well. Okay, so let's move the box out of the way. And we're going to open up Muse Asdo. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so we also have this instruction manual, but in reality, it's a package contents, and it's a rundown of everything that's included with Muse Asdo. Looks like a letter identifies every specific item that's included. Every accessory is identified by a letter. So we have different accessories, and we have this particular little tool here that you can actually change the eyes, the actual shape or position of the eyes. So it's included. If you want to look at it or identify every part, feel free to do so. I was studying it for every part and what it looks like, so make sure to check this out. Okay, so my actual snail shell collecting adventure started while I was shopping at Frank and Sons. Frank and Sons is a big, massive place where all sorts of collectors come together, and they're only open on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So they're open, I believe, from like 3 o'clock to like 8 o'clock at night. So they're only open 3 days a week: Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So there was a vendor down there when I was at Frank and Son a few months ago, and I was really intrigued by Snail Shell. So I asked him, can I have a little bit more information about these cool looking anime action figures? And he gave me a good deal, and I've been a fan ever since. So make sure to check them out. Frank and Son's Collectible Warehouse. They have Pokemon cards, they have Disneyana, they have Hot Wheels, and they have really big types of like big models and things like that. But they're known to have really cool stuff. So Frank and Sons, check them out. The city of Industry in California. So make sure to check them out and stop by. You never know what you're going to find there. You get good, awesome deals. If you're interested in like different types of like wholesale and things like that, that's the place to be. Okay, so I'm gonna remove Muse Asdo here, and keep in mind that, as I mentioned, the packaging does have 3 tapes: one here, one there, and one there. You just don't want to yank it out. You might damage the packaging, so look out for the actual stickers. So here she is, Muse Asdo. And as I mentioned, I've been a fan for a while now. Here she is. I'm going to remove Muse Asdo from the plastic wrapping, but here she is. Absolutely beautiful eyes. I mean, the features on these action figures are very interesting. I really fell in love with them. They're actually the exact same size as Figma. If you collect Figma, they're actually the exact same thing. I mean, the same size and features, interchangeable hands, different accessories, different weapons, things like that. So I'm not sure if you can fully customize them, but I like to have them as they are. Look at the high detailing. The paint on these shoes are fantastic. Very well made, very well put together. Quality is amazing. Very well. And here we have the mid area of the action figure, and obviously the big bust. That is icing on the cake. That is what I really liked about these action figures, was the fact that they have that whole anime exaggerated look. The bust here is exactly what I found interesting, but not just the bust, but the exact features that you will find. Obviously, the anime look, anime-inspired looks that these action figures have. They're absolutely amazing. Okay, so here she is, Muse Asdo, and I'm going to get into the rest of her parts in just a few seconds. But in reality, she is a nun. So it's Sister Muse Asdo. That is what her name is. But I really like the action figures. Okay, so I'm going to remove the parts from that tray. So come with me for that. Give me a few seconds here. Get everything lined up for you guys. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this random part here. I believe, according to the package contents, this is part E, or the letter E. And this is actually a part of her outfit. It's her nun accessory that goes on top of her head. That locked into place really well. Looks like it's a very well painted, high quality piece. I don't see any scratches or anything like that. Very well made. It's made out of vinyl. Beautiful piece right there. Oh, wow. Nice coloring. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so that is part E. And moving on, and I believe this is part D, and looks like some type of a Bible. And these parts are amazing, very well made, high quality. The coloring is absolutely great. Okay, high detailing. It's made out of plastic. Okay, so that's part D. And here we have, looks like part F. And this is her top piece for her nun. Really blown away with the high quality features on these clothing and pieces. Here we have part of her outfit. Look at the coloring on that. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to put that on top of her bust. Just like that. Okay. All right, so this is part F. Here we have part G, which is another book. Another Bible. Looks like a Bible. Yeah, okay. Again, coloring is great. Very, very well made. Features on this thing is great. Love it. Looks very cool. Okay. And then we have part B, which is her head on an alternate head. Open that up. And as you can see, looks like she's sleeping. Really cool. Okay. She is. Looks like she's sleeping or something. Eyes are closed. Okay, so this is part B. And I'm going to set that to the side. And it looks like we have this little part here. You can barely make this out. I'm assuming this is part of her hair. So this is part C. So it's a tiny piece, so just be careful with this. Do not lose it. Small little piece for her hair. All right. And we have part M, which is her belt accessory. Again, the high detailing pieces. They're all high detailed pieces. They look really well made. The coloring on them is great. Okay. And here we have part K, which is her staff. Wow, this is so cool. I really like this. This is her accessory, her weapon. Looks like a cross with the stick. Wow, great. Pretty cool. I like that. Okay. And here we have, looks like J1, J2, a second pair of hands, I1 and I2. Here we have H1 and H2. So different hands. See if I can get this out for you guys so you guys can see what they look like. Well, hopefully. The thing is about these smaller figures, the hands get everywhere. So I'm just going to show you guys what they look like. Tiny little hands, so I'll do my best to bring them out so you guys can see them and what they look like. Tiny little hands. Okay, so here they are. Different types of hands for Muse Asdo. Get everywhere pretty fast. Okay, so what else do we have here? And this is part R, O, for her stand. And this piece here came underneath the action figure. So it was tucked away underneath this box here. So this is her stand here. Looks like different, the other parts that make up the stand. And this part here is part N. I'm assuming this is her weapon right here. Okay, so it looks like we have a complete list of everything. And I'm going to put her together, so stay tuned for that, guys. Overall, I think it's a great looking figure, and it's absolutely worth the price. So make sure to check her out. Muse Asdo. Oh, what about these little parts here? This is part L. I'm assuming I want to miss these, guys. I almost missed these here. And I believe these are part of her body. If I'm not mistaken, they're small little accessories here. Really well made. Okay, anything else? Looks like we've covered everything else. Okay, almost forgot these little guys. So this is part L right here. Okay. So this is my review on my Sister-Nun Muse Asdo action figure from Snail. She is absolutely fantastic. She's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to display her with my other Snail action figures. I have an entire wall full of these really neat 1/12 scale action figures from Snail. If you're not familiar with the line, I would encourage you to buy one and pick one up for your collection. She includes all these really cool accessories, different hands, and different types of alternate faces and things like that. So she's a really neat action figure. So I would highly encourage you to buy one for your collection. You will not be disappointed, guys. So let me know what you think, Collector78. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now. I collect all sorts of very interesting, cool stuff. And one rule that I have, if it catches my eye, I'll buy it and review it with you guys. So this is my review on my Sister-Nun Muse Asdo action figure. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a like, and I will see you on the next review. Collector78, bye-bye.